So Billy was diagnosed with autism when he was 2.
Okay.
And had a lot of issues with communication, socially. He had a lot of problems. And still does.
Mm-hmm.
Interacting with other people. Understanding what they want and asking for what he needs has always been an issue. Following directions of any kind has been a real challenge.
Okay. And I know that they do a scale of grading people on the scale of high functioning, moderate, low. Kind of what were some of the different opinions that people had given you as far as where he was on that scale?
He, according to a neuropsychology test that we had done probably 2.5 years ago, he was at the moderate low end.
Okay. Okay. And so as far as trying to better help him and help his body heal, what are some changes that you guys had made as far as like diet and different treatments that you had tried up until this point and still do? What are some of the different things you guys have done?
We've done a gluten and casein-free diet for about 5 years.
Okay.
We have done all kinds of educational things as well, but also taken him to the chiropractor, neurologist, acupuncture. Gosh, gotta be forgetting something.
Yeah. And then some of those things have definitely helped, though, right? You said that
Yes.
you said the traditional chiropractor, so the person was doing some activator work with him, and that. What kind of changes did you notice with that with him initially?
Initially, we noticed that he was a little more connected to us.
Okay.
More eye contact. It seemed like he was listening better.
Okay. And this was like 2 years ago or so prior to coming?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had started care here for your lower back and leg issues, and I remember you came in and were asking a whole lot of questions about can this help out with Billy and his autism, and I think I told you at that point, well, let's just make sure we can help you first. And
Yes, but I'm always on the lookout and thinking, okay, what else? What's next? And because it's this whole big puzzle, and so you want to get as many of the pieces together.
And so eventually, you were getting great results. So Billy came in, and we went through the process. How long were we here for that first visit? Just trying to get all the tests done that we needed.
Okay, it seemed like about 3 days, but I think it was like 3 hours.
About 3 hours, but eventually we got what at least I felt we needed to do the work.
Yes, and we'd never gotten X-rays with him.
Okay.
So that was a pretty big deal to get those X-rays taken.
But we got them done, and got him adjusted, and it's been now ballpark about what, 5 months?
I think so.
5, 6 months or so. Initially, after the very first adjustment, what did you notice? Or did you notice anything right away with him, or have there been subtle, gradual things? Because we'll kind of go into what those things have been.
Yeah, I guess it's been kind of subtle and, but not really subtle, but gradual.
Gradual, okay.
Because some of the things I just think to myself, wow, I never thought, that I would see this.
Okay, okay. I was taking notes kind of along the way, so the
Good.
first thing, the first thing that came up with that you had mentioned to me was changes like at school with his behavior as far as getting like temper tantrums. He's in a special school, correct?
He's in a special school, all kids with autism.
Okay.
And yeah, they'd had a lot of problems with his temper tantrums and escape kind of behavior and.
And how old is Billy right now?
Billy is now 11.
11 years old. Okay. And so he's having some trouble with the temper tantrums, the behavior at school, and you've seen some changes with that, or the school has reported back to you that there's been some changes with that?
Big changes.
Okay.
Yeah. He sometimes now goes an entire school day without any resistance or, so not even just the full-blown, tantrums, but, full days without any trying to escape, any resistance to what they're asking him to do.
Okay.
It's a lot different.
A lot different. Okay. Wow. And then you said as well that trick-or-treating.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So like a year ago, 2 years ago, what would Halloween usually bring for you guys as a family?
Well, we tried. I think when Billy was probably about 7 or 8,
Mhm.
we tried it, and he could not get past the idea that if you knock on somebody's door and they answer, you know, that means that you go in.
Okay.
And so after, you know, getting him out of a couple of people's houses, we thought,
Right.
all right, I think we're going to wait on this.
Okay.
And so then we just went to the point where we would take Lauren, and, you know, and Billy would stay at home, and
Right.
and so then we decided this past year to
Mm-hmm.
give it another try and just see how he'd do.
And he'd been under care, I think, at that point for only about a month and a half, because he started back here in October.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
how did he do with the trick-or-treating this year?
He was one of the kids. We were with a small group of kids,
Mhm.
and he was right in there with them. And he'd go up to the door. You know, he'd have to be coached on what to say.
Mhm.
But then he would stand there and he'd hold out his bag, and they'd put the candy in.
Right.
And he'd turn around and he'd follow the kids back down the path. And it was kind of like, you know, I mean, I just stood there just going, wow.
Right.
But I think a lot of people wouldn't have even known, you know, that he had autism, or,
Right.
you know, anything out of
Just a
the
normal
ordinary,
kid
because
going out
he
there
was
and
one of
doing
the kids, just
Okay.
going up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about haircuts.
Ah, yes.
What? Let's go back to like a year ago, or 6 months ago.
I
what
could
would
talk for a long time
yeah.
on this.
What? And that's fine. I got plenty of tape here. It's digital. What would a normal haircut day be for you guys?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? When he was young, I used to cut his hair. Poor
Okay.
kid. Because
Okay.
I had to cut it in front of the TV.
Okay.
Okay. He got some bad haircuts.
Yeah.
So then when we found this place, you know, that actually, you know, works with kids with autism to do
Okay.
haircuts, we found one person. She's fantastic. So I would take Billy. Billy's been going there for probably 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So I'd take him, and I'd have a whole bunch of, you know, rewards, and I'd be popping candy in his mouth, and he would sit there. He wouldn't wear the cape, but he would sit there, and she would go as fast as she could,
Right.
you know, and she'd look at me sometimes and go, "Is this good?" And I'd be like, "It's fine."
Good enough. Yeah.
yeah, we're done. So this past time that he got his haircut,
Mhm.
he sits down. I said to her, let's try the cape. And she put it on, and he left it on, and he just sat there. And they do have a little video, you know,
Mhm.
so he's watching this video.
Right.
But he sat there, and he wasn't objecting to it. He wasn't squirming. I wasn't having to hold his head. I just sat on the bench like you would with, you know, any other child his age.
Right.
And he got a really good haircut.
What did
And he
she
kept the
notice?
cape on.
Did she notice anything? Was
Oh,
she surprised?
she was totally surprised.
Because she's been seeing him for 5 years, give or
Yes.
take, and she didn't know that you were here doing anything different with him, correct?
No,
Okay.
and she was really amazed,
Right.
and still is. You know, we've gone back a couple times.
Right. And
Since
still
that first haircut,
repeat episodes of good behavior.
Oh, it's great. It's great, and I don't walk out of there, you know, just sweating.